we've seen in this tournament. Clearly responding to Canada. He took a couple of Rally, such a good piece to Morocco. He's not been able to get forward either. It's usually mostly Hakimi, but he gets forward as well to get that win on the left side.
India's trying to get rid of it for Morocco. Inside the penalty area,
Canada are like wolves. They are so aggressive here. In and around the penalty area.
Really from Morocco. It's that one effort from Rahimi that was comfortable to Proto. Usually so slick, so mobile. It's usually from this rally.
I think we've seen Morocco not like this in the entire tournament. We did not see this against Brazil. We did not see this in their other matches. We did not see this against the Netherlands. Where's Buchanan? Buchanan's been everywhere. There's maybe two of them.
Well, Johnston ready to launch in this run. Johnston again, after this gets a challenge. Suddenly emerging with it for Morocco, Rahimi. You go to watch the best players. It's a real shame that Saibari has had to leave us. Morocco, as we've seen in previous matches, particularly in the group stages, very quick out of the blocks. The man we just saw on screen, Saibari, scoring early against Brazil, as I recall. Not the first time they've done that, and they've been flying out the traps against Scotland as well, but Canada have just not allowed them to.
Canada! 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 Canada!
They're carrying out the manager's objectives here. And it's causing real problems for Morocco to find any sort of tempo and rhythm.
The most determined footballers in the defend from the front, and that is exactly what they're doing. It's not just about the back four, it's about us. You know, you look at Jonathan David and Oliver Sherry, the way that they are pressing the centre-backs, that's helping the midfield players and those behind as well.
The back four's at a pretty nice time. When you got a hard-working midfield in front of you, that's the key. innocent in that one for me. It's frustration. He can get himself going. I don't see how much of the later exit work there. Just don't see it.
Was the clear, and Canoe showing interest in this. Jensen looking to defend it. Who knows, maybe that flashpoint might just wait. Canoe commits the foul there on Seagull in midfield.
Well, Canoe's another wonderful attacking player. We just haven't seen anything out of him. We haven't seen anything out of Diaz. They're constantly involved in these duels like this.
Bombito. Well, that's wasted. And still no touch in the Canadian penalty area for Morocco. They had 62 such touches in the first half across their 4 games of this tournament, but they've just got nowhere near. Canada rather protected that penalty area so well.
Midfield of Canada has really stood up today to the midfield of Morocco. I think that's where it all begins. Makes it easier for the non-through. Two front players are working extremely hard. They're cutting off passing lanes. It's all coming out of a mid-block here. And as of right now, you just see Morocco trying to figure out how to get through this team. This is where Canada squeezes them and forces them back. It's just beautiful organization.
Diaz.
That was better for Morocco. Diaz,
back to where they started.
Yeah, getting Diaz. Well, they were, but at least Diaz was showing for the ball and trying to get between the lines and you just have a vivid picture of it here.
A lovely turn from Brahim Diaz. He is surrounded by what he was impeded.
He's got to show they need Diaz getting on the ball, turning people. We got a structured midfield game plan going here from Canada. Well, one way to break it, the individual is the best killer and breaker of lines and organization is the individual player, and that's what Brahim Diaz is doing here. This guy can turn on a dime and then just explode. So he's got to show up more. He's starting to come alive a little bit.
Shown to Donovan David for the challenge on Diaz. Chance here for Morocco to ask a question at long last of this Canada back line. Hebe's free kick. It goes towards Dion, who cushioned it down to the future. Getting red. David looking to head into the path of Gloria. Quickly in on Rahimi.
Great marking from the Fougeron. Denying the turn, not going to let him turn and face him. Two young guys, that's a nice future forward looking right there with those two center backs.
Message from Canada before the game was play the game, not the occasion, and they've carried out that perfectly so far. Mohamed Wabi with plenty to go on the horizon. Did say interestingly the Morocco coach yesterday that if they play to the levels that they have done so far
can't get a rhythm going either. They're a more possession-based team than they were when they got to the semifinals in Qatar in 2022. And they're more of a tempo team, less of a vertical, deeper defending team. And they can't get it going. They're almost out for victory. Cannon is chopping the game up. They're breaking the rhythm. They've had good moments of possession. And really, their tactics that have been employed by Jesse Marsh are working. Can they do that for 90 minutes? Can Jesse Marsh and Canada do this for 90 minutes? You just know the passion and emotion of the managers, the players, the fans. It's all been great. This is our 7th game we've called here at Houston Stadium. We haven't had a game that hasn't brought some level, incredible storyline, interest, quality play, local stars. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Real privilege to be here.
Let's go Canada! Let's go Canada! Let's go Canada!
Shane knocking it down, Jonathan David showing interest in this, but for now at least getting arms length by really from a Canadian perspective that they're not getting the run of the green here in terms of the decisions.
Is it the best of the
Those deafening, piercing whistles that we heard at the start of the game have disappeared.
That's a big game for Andy now, coming out for Saibari.
Morocco really need their big players to step up and get in the game here, and certainly now is one of those. He's not the only one in Moroccan white. Oluwaseyi. But that's rally. Clear him downfield.
Great cover from Mazraoui to get back and getting to a good cover.
Toronto FC, Mustachio. Just couldn't work it in from that far touchline, and now the ball is on for Morocco. And it's Akimi who pushes it through. El Canoes now.
Got back behind the ball in the blink of an eye. 7 players, full sprint towards their own goal. It's that kind of selfless, collective running that's important on a day against Morocco. Highly impressive.
Unai. Buwadi.
Buwadi's just amazing to me. It's hard for me to understand he's an 18-year-old. He's so mature for his years.
Well, he's used to the big stage. He became the youngest player to start the European match. He played for Lille in the Conference League at just 16 years of age.
What do we think of Morocco? Shit! What do we think of shit? Morocco! Thank you! That's alright!
He's not just a byproduct of this. He is a central figure in this team at 18 years of age. That's a different thing. He's playing in one of the most vital positions in the game. He's holding control of the midfield. He's only 18 years old. That's a position where you have a lot of decisions that have to be made. Extra
away with the free kick. Added on time at the end of this first half. Michael Oliver brings the goal It's been the underdog in this goal. Really rattled Moroccan coaches. And the semi-finalists of 4 years ago have struggled to get a foothold in the game, and then Jabeur losing Ismail Sarr into injury in this one. But Jesse Marsh would not have asked for any more from his team. At the break in Houston, Canada 0, Morocco 0.
C'est ça, désolé. Oh, c'est ça le QR code. Est-ce qu'on peut prendre une photo avec eux?
Can we take a picture with you guys? Let's take a picture. 1, 2, 3. So you can scan that QR code and you can get up on the screen.
Yeah.
Who do we want to see? I just have to pick somebody.
C'est you? Jonathan Miller? C'était magnifique le match. C'est incroyable, c'est très difficile.
Should we give a little love to Jonathan David?
Yeah. Jonathan David!
We want Monty!
soccer programs and young Canadian athletes, while giving you the chance to win big.
For the group stage it was very hard to watch the games. But I did everything I could to motivate them and keep their motivation off the pitch. Step on the pitch was unbelievable. To be able to step on the pitch with my teammates and my brothers and not go and fight through that game was something special for me. I thought about that moment in 2018 after I did this speech at FIFA Congress.
Good afternoon. Bonjour.
I was at home, minding my business, and then I got a phone call from my agent. He's like, FIFA wants you to depart for Canada, Mexico, and USA to bid for the 2026 World Cup.
It's a great honor to speak to you today. My name is Alfonso Davies. Today, I am 17 years old.
Once I started saying my story, about an action, I just told my story how it is.
I was born in Ghana in a refugee camp. It was a hard life. But when I was 5 years old, a country called Canada welcomed us in. And the boys in the football team made me feel at home.
Football was always part of my life. I always dreamed about playing for the national team and playing in front of the world stage and playing in front of thousands of people.
I'm a proud Canadian citizen. The people of North America have always welcomed me. If given the opportunity, I know they'll welcome me. Thank you.
To see it come to life, I think my young family will be very proud of himself now and look at himself and say, this is what you do and we're doing it and just gotta keep pushing. When I was 2-3 years old, I had the ability to walk. My feet were straight. I had to wear a sort of machine to do the whole day at night. So I couldn't sleep, but my mom used always to pick me up so I could sleep with her arms. So she didn't have a lot of sleep back then. So that's why I thank her always, and because of her and dog, of course, I can now walk, run, and come on. My parents raised me to never quit, to work on the obstacles. I think I always had the confidence in myself and my abilities, and of course, when you have the good players around you, it's much easier to do anything I can. Also far control what they're doing, and to always have faith in God, and that's what I do, and it's good. I'm very honored to be on this Moroccan scene. I think it was a childhood dream, but I'm living now on the biggest stage in my country, and I'm very grateful. much amazing.
For the 92nd minute for Stefan Stakio to find a little space at the top of the box.
My touch was pretty much perfect, and I just tried to hold it as hard as I could on the 92nd minute and didn't really have much power left. I think it was more after the game where I started to check my phone and see all the messages. That's when I really understood that, what I did was pretty special.
I spoke to the team after the match and I called them Canadian heroes and I truly believe that.
Children of this country, you have a big future because of you guys. So proud. You are Canadian.
I don't know what the next step is for Canadian hero, but I want to get there and find out.
Looking back on that match, I think actually the self-importance of the game plan, which was to keep them on moving the ball, let their centre backs have it, and realize you're not going to beat us back there. We stuck with that and found a way to play very much. It was a very well-deserved goal and by the back.
C'est vrai qu'on a tout de suite trouvé des solutions pour pouvoir bien expliquer aux joueurs quel était le plan pour la deuxième mi-temps et on a vu qu'après ça on a dominé complètement le match.
I watched them play Scotland, Brazil and Haiti as well. It was tough. They're an unbelievable team. We know exactly what kind of threat they pose, the challenge that we're actually really looking forward to, and we also think that we can cause them problems as well.
C'est le Canada, je le connais, le coach je le connais, c'est une équipe qui a posé d'autres problèmes, il faudra trouver d'autres solutions, il faudra bien récupérer, que personne n'est imbattable aussi. Et je répète encore le même mot.
We're a difficult team to beat. We know that when we're at it, we bring a level of athleticism that's difficult to match with any team around the world. And we can be such a threat to teams.
Quand on voit la pénalty tirée, voilà, on est très content, très calme aussi. Quand on arrive à gagner des matchs, on continue, on reste, on travaille, on s'améliore. La personne d'après, c'est un autre problème, c'est une autre solution, c'est un autre scénario.
We still believe we have a fighting chance, and we're going to go out there and give it our best game. If we can find a way to make it into the last 8 and keep trading from there.
Viva San Festival! Quelques minutes, c'est parti!
Do we want a certain someone to come out in the second half?
how they can get back in this game. But I just think movement, mobility, insistent run. Deep Diaz has got to come to life here. One of their attacking technical players have got to come to life here in the second half for Morocco. You can't think that they're going to go 90 minutes without emerging with their
certainly they came to the fore in the second half. Now, can Canada play at the same intensity as they did in the opening half? That's what Jesse Marsh will be looking for, of course, as he looks to take Canada to their first ever quarter-final. 4 yellow cards for Morocco in that first half, the most yellow cards by any team in the first half at this particular tournament. 6 yellow cards overall.
Well, those 4 is testament to what Canada did. Very, very frustrating for Morocco. Morocco have to live with it. And, you know, they're a team that has a really strong mental backbone. And to see that effort like Canada frustrates to get the Canadians, they inform their tactics.
It's as you were, but Morocco did lose with their start in that first half. Ismail Saifari going up in here.
Let's go Canada! Let's go Canada! Let's go Canada! Let's go Canada! Let's go Canada!
He's a very dominating center back. He's played exceptional in this World Cup. And to have him out of this game for a long, it's a drop-off, I think, that will be respectful.
Making only his 5th appearance for the national team today, the Saturday.
He doesn't have the experience of leading.
Buchanan looking to return it to him. Anani switching the play. That's a good ball. Nakini. Didn't see him get forward too often in that first half.
The Ram have done a great job of sealing him off, and they also didn't have the ball long enough for him to get forward.
Well blocked by Larrea. Interesting player, Richard Larrea. He is a right back predominantly, but plays almost exclusively at left back for the national team.
That's the beauty of versatility. We've seen him do that in Major League Soccer. He's on Toronto FC, Orlando, teams like that. He had a brief spell at Nottingham Forest. I remember him here there a lot, but he's got energy. He's fast. I mean, that energy is important to have on that side of the field with Hakimi. And to be versatile like that. Just trying to squeeze it through to Jonathan David delicately. And Morocco responded. Here he is breaking out from that. Looks like it was touched slightly offside as a reason there, but nonetheless it's another corner for Canada. Not only the first ball, it's against the second.
Backyard, playing it on the deck for Buchanan. Ahmed. Larrea. Put in there to Ross. Diffusional. Couldn't get hold of that in the way that he got it out. People are very impressed with him, Glenn.
20-year-old has been exceptional. Speaking of mature beyond his years, I think he is.
And now he's trying to stop the newbie from causing a problem. He has conceded a free kick and he has got a yellow card, so kudos to the commentator there.
Yeah, very different game now for him. That's where you don't want to be as a center back. You don't want to have to come out laterally and cover guys that are quick and good one-on-one players. It's a lonely place to be if you're a center back. And to without the shallow part now, that's a big deal because he's going to have to play the game very, very differently. And that's going to be in the back of his mind a little bit that he's carrying this yellow.
All blot on his copybook this afternoon. Ashraf Hakimi on set-piece duty for Morocco. They swear and change the conversation. Now they are trying to finish it. Morocco in front in Houston.
It ends up being a fatal concession of a free kick. I mean, this is just going up beautifully. This is a great strike. It goes through a maze of bodies. Delivery from Hakimi. We've seen this in a modern game a lot now. But now he delivers. Just look at the maze of bodies this goes through. And the heads-up play from Hakimi to let it go through his legs and not make contact with it. That is a huge goal for Morocco. They needed something big. They needed a platform. They've got it, and they've got the lead down. This game will change dramatically here.
And now the atmosphere has changed after that. Morocco scoring with only their second attempt of the game.
Their entire bench ran onto the field. It was incredible. I'm sure the traveling secretary might have been amongst that as well.
Yes, they might have been.
Oh, just the emotion and the passion of it. It's a body blow to Canada because I think they started the second half, well again.
His 10th goal for his country. A man on the ball here, beating Mesraoui. El Canoes. Mustachio for Canada. Steve by way of response. Larea coming well from the slip. The Fugerol. Alistair Johnson of Celtic. Buchanan. Wrestling low. Jonathan David. Celtic are coming too much as to what to do. Only partially so. And now Hakimi can get Morocco moving. Off he flies. Hakimi's chopping inside on Aliano. Larea trying to take on Guardi, who's having none of it. Larea runs out of real estate. Also cross.
Speed with Hakimi runs with the ball with his feet. Straight out flat speed, but running with the ball with his feet. Bedwood stride for stride with him. And then Richie Larea had to do the defending of Hakimi, but he's now starting to come to life a little bit here for Morocco. All of a sudden they get a little bit more time on the ball, a little bit better possession after the goal.
That goes up on Rahimi. Well, they found their voices again, haven't they?
No question. Canada did an amazing job of taking this really pro-Moroccan crowd out of the game in the first half based on that performance under Jesse Marsh. But the Moroccans are back now.
Wabi.
See, this is what you didn't see in the first half. People getting out of pressure, getting a little more time and space on the ball.
Yeah, they're a different team now.
Canada's still in this, without a doubt. And they're going to continue to try and play in this mid-block. And why not? Just see though they're a little bit more desperate to chase the ball, and it's just opening more and more space up for Morocco, and that's where they can hurt you.
That's Randy was there in just the right place for Morocco.
The wrong choice. It was Jonathan David who needed that ball.
Diaz on the break. Rahimi, El Kanous arriving on the far side of the box, and he's furious that he wasn't picked out.
Good block. Fast attack. Got it to look in a great position to get a good shooting opportunity. Goes in transition the other way, and now we'll have to defend this corner.
One move all started by Brahim Diaz, who spun away beautifully from the challenge of Nico Seagull in midfield.
You and I talked about he's got to emerge in this game.
Let's see what they've got up their sleeve this time from this corner that Hakimi will take.
They always go to the near post. Morocco just loves near post delivery.
Oh, going to make something of this with Straka. There'll be a goal kick to Canada. You can't quite believe what's happened. Just a momentary lapse from that corner, and they have been breached. And before that, they just have been troubled.
Such a game of momentum, and goals have so much power to change games.
Lorraine. Fougeron. Bombito of Nice. This is Buchanan, but that's a ball. And Bombito is there. Able to tidy up and go back to his goalkeeper, Maxime Groipo. He knocked one away. Diop with eyes on it. And Nawi. So break Hakimi's way. Hakimi looking like the player we all know he is in this second half now. Now Larea has tossed it down the line. He's on his way.
Let's see what Canada does this time. They did a strong one with the guy running through the box the last time. They led with 4 or 5 passes and then delivery. How do they go direct off the corner this time?
Let's go! Let's go!
Step forward, an opportunity here to get the goal back here.
A lot of Canadian supporters behind that goal that their team is attacking. There's a lot of height on that. Fougeron coming round the back. He's a real nuisance on set pieces. He's won a lot of first contacts in those situations.
And he's a definite target. Him and Bombito.
Yeah, he's walking.
This will be left for Alistair Johnston to take.
This is the long throw that's made its way back into the game in a big way. Not many teams that don't utilize a long throw-in on some occasions.
Here it comes. Masraoui only as far as Eustachio. Canoe's been boxed in over there. Johnson is still I think in real time didn't look like there was a foul on Buchanan, might be proof otherwise.
That's a great little hook into the channel here. There might be a question if Buchanan was offside. There is a push, goes down rather easily, and he's slowing himself down to initiate the contact. This is a great little ball here from Alistair Johnson. Maserati went down kind of awkward on his neck and head.
Will be a free kick for the offside that was given just prior to the little punt that Buchanan got from Allow. Stakio, Buchanan, Seagull. Johnston. Usual. Seagull or Haddock split. Now it's Canada with nowhere to go. Roles have been reversed.
Yeah, I like the way they broke the pressure though and got Morocco to drop it off. Now Morocco's really interesting. They made a very dedicated decision to find and recruit players from all over the world. 23 and 26 on this roster. Well, they were born in Morocco, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Spain, and Italy. Only 3 on the roster in Morocco. I mean, that combined with the real domestic push of some of these coaches, this has been a plan to get where they are. As you see, one of the players that have come out of this is Wadi.
No double change here for Morocco.
They got a defensive master coming on here.
And Sofia Amrabat, yeah. And El Canoes is one of those withdrawn. The teenage talent, Ayuk Wadi, also off. The Sunderland man, Shemsty Talby, is the other to make his entrance.
Tough day for El Canoes, could really get it going. Talby, remember, is the one who hit that tremendous ball deep for the tiny goal in that Netherlands game.
Larry is on for Canada.
Well, that's an attacking option, so Canada's got to find goals.
To backtrack somewhat in order to get there. The goal scorer from Morocco, Nahi, leading Mazraoui. Sweeps it over. Crucial behind it. Brahim Diaz. Nicely done. Beautifully worked back. Always going away for Canada. Diaz scampers away. Plenty of options in the middle. That's right, that's Rakatini who's made the overlapping run. seen many, many times before. And this one has gone Morocco's way.
So Diaz is coming back here in the second half. This has been a really good thing for Morocco. And this is the stuff that he can do. He's passing balls to people's legs, the tricks, the flicks, the ability to get turned. But getting him on the ball and seeing him active and involving others, that's a very, very good sign for Morocco here. We didn't see that at all in the first half.
So Canada trained, this has not been a good venue. Two visits in this stadium. The 17 Gold Cup quarter-final, Jonathan David scored in that game. And also defeat against Mexico in the Gold Cup semi-final 5 years back. Amrabat playing it through the lines. And pushed forward again by Nahi, looking for Rahimi, who felt it was foul, but Michael Lavelle, interesting.
Bambino might have got away with one there. But that's something you never saw in the first half. Two passes that broke lines like that directly into a striker. Never happened once in the first half.
He's trying to get right in the air. There's a move handball against Masraoui. But the flag was up anyhow.
But just working down his left-hand side, it's an obvious offside ball. Not much you even need to say. This is the goal. Wrap this right foot around it. Kind of got a bit of a curl on it. Hazelwabi's in front of Crapo. And that's your game-thrown goal. And you get it from Unami. The delight of the Moroccan fans.
He was one of the stand-up players at the last World Cup for Morocco as well. I remember the then Spain boss, Luis Enrique, reserving special praise for an Argentinian. He's got the goal that splits them here.
He was born in Morocco, in Casablanca. A very exotic, great city.
One of course, interesting for him is Buchanan. They've Bono a bit of a scare.
Here's Hakimi here, and he's just trying to shield defenders off. A lot worse. This is a striker just trying to get there before a goalkeeper. Yellow card, okay,
hydration break in the second half, and it is Morocco who at the moment would be going through to the quarterfinals to face either France or Paraguay. They lead by a goal today. The last time that Jesse Marsh could gather his troops to try and get the required response. One last push from Canada to try and find a route back into this one, Glenn.
Yeah, it's an interesting moment to see how these two teams come out after this. But you brought Kyle Larin on, you got to supply your strikers, you're going to have to take some risk at some point and commit a few more people forward.
It's the 18th minute, just one attempt at goal. And again, this is the goal.
Yeah, it's a great job by Rahimi to let it go through his legs, but I think this is a set piece you have to know about, right? You've studied Morocco with all the data and everything that goes on these days in scouting opponents. And I think that's what might be a little bit disappointing to Canada, is that he got a decent run up to that without a lot of real pressure off the corner, squared back by Rahimi. Nonetheless, a good finish from Munahi, and it is the game's long goal. And it came to the point where, you know, you were wanting to see Canada do this again, and then after that, Morocco really gained a lot of confidence through the goal. Got their crowd back in it. Really looking at Maxime Franco, hasn't been really tested that much here today, to be fair. See Jacob Sheffield will come on. He's been lights up for Canada at some point.
Well, Adrian Peterson is here, former NFL running back. You're a business by the looks of it.
And his distribution in midfield and just some of his confidence at certain times in this game. And of course, he had that volley against South Africa that got him through. So maybe he comes up with some magic here in this final phase of this match.
Hakimi of Paris Saint-Germain in for Brahim Diaz of Real Madrid. Did make one appearance for Spain, Brahim Diaz, but switched allegiance a few years back, which has been a real bonus for Morocco to have a player of that quality available.
Like I was saying before, they really made the Royal Moroccan Football Federation a concerted effort to go around the world and find those that were eligible to represent Morocco. They went to every country: France, Belgium, Netherlands, Spain, Italy. And then heavy domestic investment in academies and infrastructure. So they're doing it in both ways.
And they will be co-hosting the next edition of the FIFA World Cup as well. Having covered the African Cup of Nations just gone, they have the infrastructure, they've got the stadiums as well to be able to deliver it big time. Of course, Morocco, having been in this situation before, know exactly what it takes to win a knockout game. They are streetwise, and despite being rattled in the first half, they've looked much more like their own former selves since the restart. You Eustachio. David in that pursuit. Allow Martin to guard it back to Yasin Bono. Amrabat will add that extra layer of protection now just in front of that back four for Morocco.
And that's 100% a defensive move for stability. What a World Cup he had in 2022.
Covered more than 50 miles of that tournament, I was reading the other day. Sofian Amrabat. Lorraine. Gigol.
The whistling's back, which means the Moroccan fans are back.
Wow, that is some noise going on in my headphones right now.
Well, Buchanan has worked hard. He's going to continue to push it out here. Second ball is important here. You got to win the first one.
Alistair Johnston lining this one up again. Pumped away by Mazraoui. Seagull. To come and punch it away. Morocco not in the clear as yet. Ahmed. Oh, support touch Manahi. Eustachio.
Wonderful flick. Initiated outside the box, going to set up a dangerous free kick, but took the elusive nature there. Eustachio kicked it over a defender. And a very dangerous set piece and a hook from your teammate. Just a sea of Canadian fans.
Fellas are done!
Good look at this. Million fans behind the goal and suck this one into the net. It's Jonathan David. It's got to be absolutely perfect having to look up and down from so close in like that.
It's almost a free kick that is too close to the ball, you're right. He's trying to take one out of the page of the United States national team midfielder Malik Tillman, who did that from a little bit more of an angle against Bosnia.
Just look out, that promised David. Come on.
Both attacking players, both will bring a lot of energy. There was a good angle to That's the option he's going to bring in the air, but that was a two-handed push. That's an obvious foul.
Certainly no relation of Jonathan David, Thomas David.
He's 6'5", he's going to be a target. Here's the quick turn and the quick hit. That was coming from Dejan Buchanan. Full stretch Bono. Haven't seen a lot of long-range shooting here today. But as you mentioned, Kyle Aaron could have been an option to his right. Easy to say from up here.
Certainly got plenty of firepower out there now. Jesse Marsh with Thomas David, Kyle Aaron, Jonathan David. Into the final 10 minutes we go. And Canada now playing for survival at this FIFA World Cup. Stefan Eustachio with the free kick. Into Jonathan David. Mazraoui is with it. Eustachio again. Way by Elanawi. 4-0 now for Canada.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for Morocco. Is going to throw everything they possibly can. They've got all their attacking players on. They're just going to have to be careful at moments like this in transition.
I know he moved there.
Well, Jesse Marsh decided to throw everything at Morocco. The danger's always going to be committing players forward. This team, their breakout capability can be frightening. This is an amazing transitional moment. It's a second on the night for Unai. He is the star man here today. This is the back end of this breaking out. Now it turns into basically a 4-on-2. You might think it's over here. And Diaz cuts it back and just is able to poke it to Unai, who spears it in. But look at the attention Diaz draws. And he kind of scores it almost from the same area he got his first one. And it's a similar type of hit. He wraps his foot around it. And it's a second for him. It's going to beat Prevo. It's going to bend from outside the post back in. But that is an incredible example of transition football. I thought it ran out. I thought it had run its course. And then Diaz is still then able, because of his great skill, to find Unai.
2 goals from just 3 attempts in this match for Morocco.
That's efficiency. And some teams in the world have that, others don't. That's just simply your ability when it comes to having finishers in your squad. Some teams just don't have that. Some teams need 5 chances to get one.
Eustachio. Certainly Morocco got the break of the ball there, that's for sure.
I don't know if he thought he was going to get a near post run there, or if it was just delivery that didn't work out the way he wanted it.
Well, as mentioned, it will be France or Paraguay in the quarterfinals in Boston on July the 9th. Comes over again, and Bono is able to play from across the Johnson put in there, and potentially a semi-final against Portugal, Spain, USA, Belgium. Looking for it. Mahimi off the front of the goal.
Unahi with an incredible ball. He's a one-man wrecking machine right now. He's got the 2 goals, put it on a platter. Rahimi.
Buchanan trying to get back on the other end. And for a double corner.
This is just floated in delicately. He's onside. Crapo's beats everything but the bar. But again, it's these transition moments that are going to occur.
Buchanan will go. Shackelberg. Buchanan, Shackelberg, another poor delivery. Seagull, led by Masraoui. And Jesse Marsh there saying to Jacob Shackelberg, just calm down a little bit. Got himself into 2 really good crossing positions, Shackelberg, and the quality just wasn't there. Well, Snakio puts it in, Diop with the header out. Masraoui on Jonathan David, and more alterations here. And Morocco bringing on a couple of reinforcements. Mohamed Saddam, who was called up to replace the injured Naya Bagheer. He is on, and Issa Diop is off.
Jonathan Osorio and Jake Nelson making their way out of that super pivot as well. Changes all around here.
Yeah, Morocco's got the 2 goals today. Nice departed, Azadine, Benai, Eustachio delivering, Gaiman punched. Nelson who's just come on trying to recycle it, but collision inside the box of Michael Oliver, a stop play.
Promise David. Riker trying to get there. Bono maybe gets a little bit of a piece of him, but that's bravery all around from both players. Promise David good to look at here. As well as Bono. That's James Nelson. He's made his way on. Plays his club soccer not far from Houston, Texas, and Austin, Texas for Austin FC in the domestic league of the United States Major League Soccer.
There is the man of the hour. Azadi Benali, the first Moroccan to score twice in a FIFA World Cup match since Saladin Basir in '98 against Scotland.
He just wraps his foot around it, as we said. Gets a good angle, and all the architecture is done by Brahim Diaz. It was a transition moment I thought might have petered out. It might have been ended. Diaz drew 2, but with that great technical skill, is able to nudge it over. And Unai delivers the goods. Then a second goal. But efficient finishing here today, timely finishing, all things you have to include for the coach Mohamed Douabe and Morocco. And we say all of this after a brilliant first 45 minutes from Canada here today.
I think I might need some paracetamol after this. My ears are ringing. What a noise the Moroccans have made here today. throwing everybody up for this. Eustachio out to Shackelberg, arcing deep, pushing downward, and Mazraoui has hacked it clear for Morocco. He's got through a lot of work, Mazraoui.
Yeah, tough rugged defender, you know, one of the great leaders from Morocco, experienced. Still making sure that they finish this match out. If Canada were to get one here, they could make it interesting.
Brendan Nelson. I don't think Jonathan David was expecting that to come his way. And Vito giving it back to break over. Canada need to show some urgency. We're playing 8 additional minutes now.
A lot of time.
Nelson. Does well there. Really fired it.
Oh, handball, I think there on Kyle Larin.
Well, if it does end this way, there will obviously be a disappointment. However, what a learning curve this must be for Jesse Marsh and these players as they try and build again for another major tournament. They've made significant strides here as co-hosts of the tournament. Fierce battle going on in the corner. They're really looking to do that, but has been ruled in Canada's favour.
This has been a prideful, very brave performance here today from Canada. Tactics they employed in the first half. To be fair, they're going to lose today if this holds a scoreline 2-0. On the transition game of Morocco, showing their versatility, not on the possession game necessarily. They've been able to disrupt that. And again, if they could pull one back here, they would make it very interesting. It's just getting closed down at every single turn and opportunity by the Moroccans now.
Well, anyway, will do for Belanawi, just happy to hammer it power play. Nelson. Shackelberg. Nelson trying to get. Good work from Nelson.
That gives him a lot of credit, a lot of energy coming off and into this game as a substitute.
Almost 3 minutes gone of the 8 added. The goalkeeper is up. Maxime Cooper in the penalty area. And the referee sees something in that Morocco free kick.
Something we've seen him do in prior times. And this one going to the back post. Very often you see 2 goalkeepers that close together. He adds a little bit of drama and excitement to it here, but Canada's still pushing to pull one back.
Jonathan David got that under his spell. Johnston. Jordan Nelson.
I do think, Paul, that Canada, that first 45 minutes, you know, during your best times, you got to score goals. I think they had some real good chance creation, real good opportunity. They had a very rattled Morocco at that point. To get the game's first goal in that first half could have made this a very different complexion in the second half. That said, Morocco came to life timely with their goals and efficient.
Well, That is the expression of players and fans who know that the dream is slipping away. Shackleberg. The cross is a deflected one. And it is a corner to Canada. Defense Morocco again will open the field.
That's your start man. Munafi, pair of goals.
Delivery. Morocco holds firm. Franco is running back the full end of the field again. Just couldn't find a route into the penalty area then, but Nelson might. Shackleberg. Is he fouled? Yes, he is. It would be the first time the host nation has failed to score in a match at this World Cup if it ends this way. Time very much Canada's enemy now. Approaching 6 minutes. Probably 8 added at the end of this. There and the back is one off. Nelson takes the shot. Struck the ball. And the Johnston who tried to lift it out of Bono, but he's split wide.
They tried to lob it to the back post, just kind of didn't drop for him. It was a good effort. Canada's fighting bravely here, trying to produce a goal that could make it interesting, but I'm relevant. The score is kind of the expression on the faces of the Canadian fans here right now.
And Salah Brahimi, Shackleberg.
Ran into each other. Nothing in that.
Moroccan fans ready to celebrate here. Haven't been at their vintage best, but they've certainly turned it around with their performance in the second half. Of course, it's tournament football, it's just about getting through.
And there's so much attacking talent in a team like this. That's one of the ways you can get back in games, even when you don't play your best, specifically to have individuals that can get things done.
And they might not be finished. Brahim Diaz. Now to put the glass on it. Look at the scenes here. We already knew what the outcome was going to be. But Sofian Brahimi puts his name in lights again for the second time after this World Cup. And Morocco are marching into the quarterfinals now.
Well, he had to come in and replace Ismail Sabari, the big star striker for Morocco. He's gone at it all night long. He's battled defenders. He's broken out in transition. And now he gets his. It puts an exclamation point on this result. And Brahimi delivers the goods here. But it has been an exhibition of transition football here today for Morocco and their head coach Mohamed Douabe. Here's the breakout. He peels off to the back post away from the ball. It's wide open. Way to the pass is perfect. Finishes clean. It's Diaz again, who we said had to emerge in the second half. These two become very pivotal, along with Unawi today here for Morocco. And like we said, we got players of this quality. The goals can come at any moment.
They're a contender, absolutely no doubt about it. Morocco very much in the hunt to go all the way here. And they have taken another stride forward because the whistle fabulous brace here. 3-0 perhaps a little harsh on Canada there. Excellent run of these finals. Comes to an end at the round of 16 stage. And it will be Morocco who go on to Boston to face either France or